Hello, guys, and welcome to the Duck Show podcast. It's episode number 11, and today I decided to tell you one of my interesting stories. I'm really excited about my life here in Belgium. I'm excited to tell you more about it and to share my experience and to tell those new stories. But I had a passion to tell you a story with one of my friends and story that was had happened or that was happening in Germany, and it will be actually about my Ukrainian passport, like abroad passport to travel to other countries, to go abroad, to go to Europe and stuff. So I guess for every traveler, for everyone who wants to go abroad to other country and visit new places, new cities, the passport, like the abroad passport, is the document number one, the thing number one, because it gives you access to other countries, it gives you a possibility to go abroad, and you really should pay a lot of attention to things like when it will be expired, and how much time do you have left on your passport, and is it still possible to use it to buy tickets on that type of document, on that type of passport, because normally if your passport is expired in half of the year, for some countries, in some airports, it's not more possible to use your passport. So you have to pay a lot of attention to that type of things. And I mentioned that my passport is about to be expired, and also it was like one year ago. I was I don't really pay attention to things like that, and most of the time it was more on my mother. She was caring about all that stuff, and also we were following the laws and the changing in law for Ukrainians who are abroad or in the country, doesn't matter. And the problem is that after the start of the war, it became more and more like impossible to leave the country to go abroad, and almost every week they added a new rules, a new type of thing that don't give you the possibility to go abroad. But I had like half of the year, I had enough time to renew my passport, to upgrade it, let's say, for 4 more years. But the problem was that there came a law that if you upgrade, if you give your passport to upgrade before the March or April, it will be fine to get it back abroad. So yeah, it's an interesting part. And I was like, oh my god. I started searching the places where I can go and upgrade my passport and where I can do all that documentary stuff. I found a website, the official Ukrainian website, that gave me the possibility to check up on all the Brussels places and Brussels administrations who are can do that type of stuff. And it was like impossible to get the slots to get a 15 minutes meeting to upgrade my passport. So we decided that, and that's free if you do it in official Ukrainian administration in Brussels. You can do it for free, and you only have to pay for your passport and not for a service by itself. So we decided that I will go to Germany, because in Germany there is a private service, the private company that are doing the same stuff with documents. They are official, but they are private, so you gonna have to pay for their service. You're gonna have to pay for the upgrade. So we are looking up all this stuff, and we see that it's also really difficult to get a spot there, to find a free place. So it was like 3 or 4 evenings that I was like 2 hours busy on that website trying to catch the free spot and that. And I did it. I found a good spot, and it following me, it was 29th of February. So I was like, okay, now I have a spot, I have a place there, but I need tickets. So I went to the like Flixbus or something, because in Europe, for me, to get to Germany from Brussels, from Belgium, it's pretty easy. You don't have to pay a lot of money, and there are lots of possibilities to do that. And also, 2.5 years ago, it was still free for Ukrainians to travel across the Europe by trains, and by not by buses, but by trains, surely, with Ukrainian passports. So, but it was already gone, and I bought a ticket, and I also called and chatted my friend who is now in Germany, and we also recorded a podcast together. So that's the same friend, and I told him that I'm going to Köln in Germany to upgrade my passport, and we can go together, or just after that we can meet and go for hang out a little bit, go to for in a restaurant, cafe, or just play football together or anything. And yes, he was sure, he was available, let's say, and we met up. We came there together. There was a big line, but we had a spot, so we were like, oh yes, guys, you can wait here, and we're gonna go at a time that we registered ourselves. So we did it pretty fast, and I paid not really much. It didn't cost a lot, so it was fine. And I decided not to do the fast procedure, so I decided, I will do the normal. It's not slow, but it's normal, so it's like 2 months, 3 months. But I wasn't really aware of new laws, because I already gave my ID card to them, and it was like, I just have to wait, and that's it. But it wasn't that easy. So in a few weeks, maybe in months, I'm checking up on the news. I'm searching for information, and I'm also was already busy with checking on a status on my passport, because you can do it online to see if they got if they got enough information, or do I need to do something else, or when can I get my passport and stuff. So it was really long, and it took more than 2 months. So after that, I'm checking up again on that website, and it says, because of the changing in law, we had to stop our service. Like it's timely, so it's not for a whole time, and your passports are not gone. But we had to stop all the process, and I'm like, that's strange. That's really strange because I gave my passport 2 months ago, so it had, yeah. I was like ready to go there to get my passport back, and it didn't happen, and that made me feel like uncomfortable because a week after that, I'm getting another message from news and from my parents too, and it says people can only get their passports after 4th of April only if they are officially registered on a like military website, Ukrainian military website, and you have to do it in Ukraine. If you are 17, you have to go and do the medical checkup. You have to do like physical, mental checkup and everything to, because it's officially you have to be in a military if you are not a student, or yeah, like, or you are not abroad and something. And I didn't do that because I left my country when I was 16, almost 7. I became 17. No, back there I was 15. Yeah, it feels like it was not a long time ago, but yeah, it really was. That's interesting. So I didn't have a possibility to do that there. But I was like, if I go back to Ukraine, I cannot leave anymore because most of the points, they are not letting you go abroad if you are 17 officially, and normally it's if you're 18 you cannot leave the country. But yeah, I wasn't sure that it will be fine for me. So following me, it was April and vacation time. So I was like, okay, I will go to my friend, and we decided that I can stay at his place for a few days. And also, we can go there to that service, to that administration, and ask them if they have any information about it. Because normally I should have get a message or yeah anything on my phone to my Gmail that my passport is done and I can come and I can get it. They didn't do any of that. I was there like 4 days, and we went to that place and they said no, we have nothing, no information about your passport. So I became like more nervous. I became a bit, yeah, I was like in a small panic because it's time, and if I'm not getting my passport, it will be a big problem. Because in that law, in that new changing, it says if you are not registered in a, yeah, like in military list, then you have to go to Ukraine and get your passport there. So so actually you're going there, but you cannot go back. And that was my biggest fear at that moment. And I had no clue what do I do now. So I went back to Belgium because my lessons were starting back, and I had to go to university, and I had football trainings and everything. And like 3 or 4 days later, I get a message on my phone that says, "Yeah, your passport is done. You can go to Germany. You can get it. No problem. We are here waiting for you." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was there 4 days ago, and you didn't tell me anything about it, and now you're telling me that my passport is arrived and I can come and get it. Yeah, that's really strange. I don't really like that type of situation when you have to go there just to get your passport and you are back. So I have to pay for my tickets, I have to stay there, but luckily I have a friend like that, a good friend, my best friend actually, who helped me with that, who gave me like a room at his home, and I stayed there for 2 more days, I guess. So I went there for 2 more days and I got my passport, and I was really happy. And I will tell you why, because the moment when I gave my passport, my old passport, to that service, I was 17. So I had, and if you are 18, you can upgrade your passports for next 10 years. And if you are not, you can get it only for 4 years. But as I was like checking up all the documentation and on my name and a date and everything, and it says it will be expired in 10 years. I was like, yes, that's a victory. I'm really happy it's done, and it costed it actually. So I was like, and why did they do that? And I was thinking about it, and I guess just because they started that upgrade only 17 or like 3 weeks later, after, yeah, like after they got my passport, because I became 18 on 17th March. And at that moment, like, I was 18 and they started that, yeah, process, and they upgraded my ID card, Ukrainian ID card, and my abroad passport for 10 more years. So now I don't have to go to Germany for for the next 10 more years. But I was like, yeah, guys, that's the story. I went there, like, not only for my passport, but I was there for 4 days, and we did actually a lot of things there. We played football, we went to the city, we also visited a few famous places in Köln, and we had a really great time, and the weather was great, and we did a lot of sport and football, and we played games, and we watched TV, we watched films and series, and yeah, it was so cool. We cooked together, we had also a lot of plans to do, and we had a lot of fun together. And after that, but yeah, I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that my documents all are all right, and I don't have to go back to Ukraine, and don't have to do something like that one more time, because I'm not a big fan of that trips for one thing, for 15 minutes meeting, and then I can go back with just my passport. And that's my advice. Just check your documents and do it on time. Do it right. Don't forget about it, because as an immigrant, as a tourist, that's your should be your first priority. That's your the most important document when you are abroad. So yeah, it was my short story, and maybe it wasn't that emotional or that surprising, but yeah, a lot of things actually happened during that trip. but it's like small details. And yeah, like, long story short, there were conflicts with conductors and cashier and in that service, and how we tried to get extra information but we actually weren't allowed to, and how we did all that stuff, and we were trying to get to the football field like almost illegally. But yeah, it was really fun. It was nice. It was excited. It was so grateful, and at the same time crazy, because I didn't see that friend for a pretty long time, and now we are chatting a lot. We are playing together. We are, yeah, on a, yeah, online almost the whole time. We are talking about football. We are talking about our matches, the football games on TV, and yeah, we play video games together. And yeah, the friendship is pretty good, and I like that because there are, yeah, because we didn't do that a lot when we were in Ukraine, and we were not that close, I guess, when we were in Ukraine. But now, like, sometimes what I learned that lesson, that the distance, when you are on a distance, you create more and a stronger connection with someone who, yeah, like, who you know, or with your friends where you're on a distance, but still you have to, once in a year, once in 2 3 years, you have to meet that person. You have to talk live with him, with her, with anyone. But also, don't be afraid to live on a distance. Don't be afraid to say, see you soon, my friend, because sometimes when you have too much that friendship, when you have too much of that person, it became, yeah, sometimes it can become just boring and yeah, like, too simple and not that interesting anymore. So try to be online, try to connect with that person, but not too much. And I learned that lesson with not only with that friend, but with other friends, and you really can see who is your actual, a real friend. And the distance is one of the ways to check it and to see it. So make a good friendship, find a good friends, not too much, because you cannot be with everyone at the same time. So my advice is to find a few friends, but really good friends, really close friends, and the friends that make you happy and that motivate you to become better and bigger and faster and smarter and everything. Because yeah, at the end we will be alone, we will be like on with ourselves only. So yeah, enjoy life and enjoy people, enjoy love, because love should be not like people's love, but like love from your heart, from your soul. life Life is pretty short, so you have to share your love with the things that you like to do, because love can share, because love will save our world, and I'm sure about it. So the only thing that can So the only thing that I will tell you now is stay strong, be happy, enjoy that life, and subscribe to the Duck Show podcast because there are still a lot of stories to tell and to share with you. And yeah, you can find the video on YouTube and on social media. There are a lot of clips, and I'm always in process doing some interesting edits and clips and short videos and everything. I try to inform you as much as I can. So you can also find my Instagram, and all the links will be below. So Nazari was here with you today. I thank you for watching. Subscribe, give us some thumbs, and we see each other in the next episode. Bye bye.